The views and opinions expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of Acuma, its board of directors, its management staff, or its members. The podcast discussion presented is conversational in nature and for general information only.
Hello and welcome to Actors On Point Podcast, a series focused on sharing the stories of people who are making a positive impact in the credit union mortgage industry. I'm your host, Peter Benjamin. Before we get to our episode, just a quick word from our sponsor.
This episode is being brought to you by Class Valuation. Class Union, a specialized division of Class Valuation, is your dedicated valuation partner built exclusively for credit unions. Our team members bring years of credit union experience to every project. With top-tier customer service and a commitment to quality, we proudly serve over 400 credit unions nationwide. Choose Class Union, your specialized credit union valuation experts.
Today, I am joined by Kim Moore, Director of Mortgage Sales with Mountain America Credit Union. Kim, how are you doing today?
Hi, Peter.
Hi.
I'm doing fantastic. It's a beautiful, lovely Friday.
Excellent. You know, excited to have our conversation today. This is actually, I say this often, but I don't want to say I actually mean it this time, but I do mean it. It's one of my favorite topics to talk about because I feel as though it impacts more of us than we often will admit. Now, I know I'm sandbagging us before we get to the topic. I don't want to give away too much, but before we get to it, again, I'm excited that you're here, excited to talk about the main topic. But as always, gotta pause, gotta bring Justin in. Justin, the Hawk, how are you doing today? And what's the latest and greatest happening over at Acuma?
I'm good, Peter. How are you?
As always, man, living the dream.
I love that response. See, that's what I look forward to on these podcasts, is to make sure that Peter's still living dreams.
That's right. Today's mine.
There we go. I love it.
Mine. That's right.
Over here at Acuma, we're about to hit the road again. We're getting ready for our next in-person event. So we're heading to Savannah, Georgia next week for our Focal Point workshop, which will be happening on May 6th and 7th.
Awesome.
I'm super excited about that. I've said it before, but I'm really excited just to see all of
Savannah.
The culture that Savannah has to offer.
We're going on a ghost tour.
I mean, we were kind of spitballing that idea not too long ago, and this might be a thing. Who knows? Maybe we'll have a ghost tour series.
I may or may not made reservations.
Uh-oh, here we go. Oh, team building.
100%.
It
may or may not be a bar hopping / haunted ghost tour / history tour.
Oh, we all know that Justin can use some history lessons.
Yes. 100%. Anyways, all right. So Savannah.
All right. Savannah. So I'm excited about that. A lot of good culture down there. And so I'm really excited to see that. And if you can't make it to Savannah, don't worry. Our next Focal Point workshop will be happening in Seattle, Washington from June 3rd to 4th.
Who also has good ghost tours.
Apparently. See, we went down a rabbit hole. If you're not registered, register. There's still plenty of time. So head over to the Acme website for that. And then our biggest in-person event of the year, if you missed it, don't worry. It's still open. Registration is now officially open for the Make Your Mark annual conference. That is set to take place September 21st to the 24th. Head over again to the Acme website to register and come make your mark with us in Denver. So we'll be excited to see you there. You like that? See what it did? Boom.
Yeah, Denver has some good ghost tours too.
Yeah, man, more ghost tours. All right. Well,
I don't know why I went down this rabbit hole of ghost tours, but Savannah started it.
Oh no, it was the Airbnb article that came out that was talking about that somebody knew that there was a ghost at the Airbnb and they were mad that they were too creepy, and they were like, how do you even litigate that? Right? Like, it was just one of those things. And I shared the article with the team. We went down this long rabbit hole.
I know. I started researching ghost tours in every city we were going to.
Okay. All right. All right. We're all gonna be scared when we come on stage to see everybody then.
Telling you,
Except for
man,
Peter.
you'd be shocked how much history is in every city we go to.
Yeah. No, there's history everywhere.
That's right, man.
But if you're looking for additional networking or educational opportunities, on May 14th, we will have our next quarterly volume-based network meeting. So Kim Moore is actually
That's right, featuring
one
our
of the
special
co-hosts.
guest. That's right,
Yeah,
featuring one of our special guests.
one of our special guests. So Kim Moore is the co-host of the 600 Plus. So be on the lookout for that. And then the YPN meeting is going to be taking place on May 22nd. So that's their next quarterly meeting. So again, can't make it to the in-person stuff. We have plenty of networking and educational opportunities for you to take advantage of, including outside of our networks. We also have our webinar series, our fast tracks and inside tracks, and of course, our lovely On Point podcast.
That's right. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Well, Kim, where to start? All right. So I know exactly where to start. It's the same question I always start with. So I'm going to start there. So Ackham's On Point podcast is a people piece, and it's built around the simple idea that people in the credit union mortgage industry are absolutely amazing. And I would put them up against anyone else in the mortgage industry. And we wanted to make sure that we spotlighted those people. And in my mind, you are one of those people, which is why we wanted to make sure that you chair the 600 plus volume based roundtable. You did it for us 2 years ago at our
Last
annual
year,
comp.
yeah, and the year before.
Yeah, that's right. So you've done it for the past 2 years. You're now doing it virtually for us. You're going to do it again this year in Denver. Again, you're a thought leader. But at the same exact time, I want to peel back those layers, right? For those that don't know the first question I always ask people is, who are you? Who's Kim Moore? And I think, and we ask that because, we like humanizing the aspect. We like the humanizing people before we even enter into the conversation, because it's so important to make sure everyone who listens to this podcast understands who we are as human beings, as professionals, because there's a lot more to us than just mortgage, than just credit union professionals. So first question, who's Kim Moore?
Oh gosh, how much time do we have, Peter?
We got 45 minutes or so. We've gone longer, but yeah.
So I'm from Southeast Florida and relocated to Utah in 2009.
Okay.
And the purpose of the relocation was I was ready for a big change. I decided to go back to college and get my master's degree in economics. And I was going to become an economist. I was like, yes, I've been an originator for 18 years. Let's change it up. And I fell in love with Utah, fell in love with a man in Utah, and best decision I ever made to move to Utah. Then I got a great opportunity to work at a credit union. And prior to that, I'd worked for big banks. So I was blown away at how credit unions really do place members first. And I've been here 10 years now, and it's been phenomenal. I'm going down a career path, but it's about what's happening in my world. And it's just been so rewarding working at a credit union. And you know what credit unions deliver. And I'm a big skier. So in my personal time, my boyfriend and I spend pretty much every Saturday and Sunday on the slopes, getting out there. And then in the summer months, we spend our time hiking.
That's awesome. That is awesome. That's awesome. So Southeast Florida, Fort Lauderdale area, or
north of Jupiter?
North of Jupiter.
You're the first Florida person I've ever met not scared of the snow.
Got to dress for it, Justin. You just got to wear the right clothes.
That's right. You layer up, man.
That's right.
Up. You can always put on more clothes.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, that's awesome. Awesome. Thank you for walking us through that. All right. So to get to the meat and potatoes of today's conversation, and again, as I said earlier, it's one of my favorite conversations because it's often one that people either A, will never admit, or B, just simply ignore. It's the idea that we are, I guess it's twofold, stressed out or burnt out. It takes many shapes, right? It happens quite often in the mortgage business, and you never know when it's going to happen. I used to jokingly say that, being in the weeds, like waiting tables, there's nothing better than being in the weeds. So you're running around with your hair on fire. You kind of sort of feel like you're alive, but that it's okay for a short period of time. You get that adrenaline rush, but when you're constantly going and you're working 7 days a week in the mortgage business, you just get to a point where it impacts you physically, it impacts you mentally, it impacts family, it impacts everything. And so when you propose the idea of, let's have a conversation on how we can overcome burnout in the mortgage industry, I was like, spot on, because I think this is a real thing that every single one of us who's been in the mortgage industry a long time has experienced, not once, not twice, several times throughout our careers, and will experience it again. And if we can just have one tidbit to remember, maybe it'll make that next time a little bit easier for us to get past. So let's have this conversation. So I'm gonna let you take the lead on this, because I want to hear from you. I want to hear some thoughts. I'd love for you to share some stories, and I'm happy to share some stories. But I'd love to welcome your thoughts on the idea of overcoming burnout.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. I'm glad we're talking about this. It's tough, right? Our industry is not easy, and it's constantly changing. We have to stay on top of everything that is changing and trying to convey to our members what is happening. What can we do? What can we not do? And members get upset, right? They don't want to hear no. They want to hear yes, it can be done. And so it takes a lot of creativity, especially from the loan officer who is member facing, to come up with ways that they can help give the best possible service to the member, and in the end, help them purchase their dream home. And one of the things I like to say to loan officers is, this too shall pass. So when they're going through difficult times, or trying to figure out how to overcome objectives with perhaps a loan approval, it's going to improve, right? This isn't going to last forever. So if they can just understand that it's not permanent, that they're going to have difficulties, loan officers in particular, that when they're working with members, they have to be aware that they can resolve the situation. And if they can't, it's a learning opportunity, right? They can improve upon it. And when you've done it for many, many years, yes, you are going to get burned out. But one of the best things you can do is keep attending closings. You go to that loan closing and you see how happy those members are and what you've done to help them achieve homeownership. You've helped them achieve their dreams, and just keep returning to the why. Why are you in this industry? Why are you here? You're here to help people get into homes.
I like that you said that. And obviously this is an audio podcast only. We don't post any form of visual aspect of this on any platform. And I say that because towards the end of this story and towards the end of that comment, I had a massive smile on my face, because it's very true. And I've told this story to several people. When people ask me, why did I apply for this job as president of Acuma? My response is always the same. I love what I do. And when I say I love what I do, I love the mortgage industry, 100%. It's about putting families in homes. And it got to a point where I lost sight of that. Families became numbers. And I always told myself that when families became numbers, and I started focusing on those numbers, and like my demeanor changed, everything. Like I was stressing out, like I was acting differently, completely differently. To the point where like my wife even noticed I needed a change. And so I made that change. I made that decision to leave the credit union that I had respect at, that I had built a team that I loved, and move on. And so I did. And so I like that, because everything you just said is exactly what oftentimes we need that reminder of. It's, yes, The mortgage business, it's easy. I don't want to make it sound like anyone can do it. It's easy, right? It's not rocket science, right? We're not curing cancer.
It
What
feels
makes
it
it
sometimes.
It does, right? Seriously. Jeez. What makes it hard is that there's 2001 things we have to do on a daily basis. That's what makes it hard, right? And those 2001 things are repetitive. It's 2001 things for the Smith loan, the Jones loans, the Johnson's loans. And when you do every single one of those things 20 times a day, it ends up being 20,000 things that you have to do on every single day. That's what makes it tough. And I love that you said when you feel burnt out, go get that reminder of why you're doing this. You'll get that energy again,
Absolutely.
right? It's almost like that commercial or that movie, that sports movie or that sports commercial where you have like that old time sports player who's, grumpy and they forget why they're playing baseball, right? Then all of a sudden that kid wants, that kid comes up to them and then all of a sudden that grumpy sports player is like their hero, right? And they just get that reminder like the why they're playing the game, right? That's kind of sort of like it, right? You need that reminder to keep pushing forward, right? Going through hell, keep moving forward, keep going. It's that simple, right? So what are some other techniques we can do as mortgage professionals outside of the constant reminder of stepping in to move past burnout, to overcome burnout that you have seen work?
Sure. The right support staff. So whether that be you're in a managerial role, a loan officer, underwriter, closer, knowing that you've got a team that is going to take care of work when you're out. I want people going on vacation and enjoying their time off and not thinking about work. So let's take loan officer, for example. We know that they probably burn out the easiest is if they know they have a support team, their processor, other loan officers that can take care of their referral partners, take care of the members while they're on vacation, they can go release and have a good time and come back refreshed and ready to start over again. So I can't stress enough having the right team members. And that takes a lot of practice and communication to get there, right? It doesn't happen overnight. But when you know what it takes to succeed and helping show them the path, if they're not already there, you have made your job so much easier.
And I love that answer. And I love that idea of knowing that you can rely on the person next to you is key to overcoming burnout because it's such a fundamental thing that is rooted back to childhood in many ways, childhood sports, right? We all, for the most part, majority of us grow up playing childhood sports, right? Whether it's football, soccer, lacrosse, baseball, you name it. We can go down the laundry list of different types of sports, right? The ones that are team based, that are not individual based sports, you kind of grow up learning how to rely on the person next to you. And I love that idea that where we go one, we go all. And if you can rely on the person next to you, you're more likely going to be successful when you're just having that tough time. That other person can pick up the slack. It resonates with me because, I'm looking at, the guy who's being quiet right now. There you are.
I mean, I've been here the whole time.
I know, but you're always quiet, man. But there's, right now there's 6 of us on the Acuma staff, right? When one of us feels burnt out, I know for a fact I can look at that guy. If I feel burnt out, he'll pick up the slack. He also knows that if he's feeling burnt out, I'll pick up the slack.
Absolutely.
And anyone on our team knows that if Krista needs me to go make a dinner reservation somewhere, I'm gonna go make a dinner reservation because she needs that help, right? So having the right support staff, people around you that can help you out, key. It's the small things.
Absolutely. And what you're describing right is teamwork. And that's what it's about.
Right. But oftentimes, and I've seen it, and I agree with you that loan officers are the ones who, they're not the only ones that feel that burnout, but they're the ones who feel the burnout the quickest and oftentimes feel that burnout first. I will say this, loan officers oftentimes feel like they're on the island, right? They're all
They
by
say it.
themselves, right? Right.
Yes.
They're by themselves, right? And regardless of whether or not they're outside or inside, I still feel like there's even regardless of whether or not they're inside, they still feel like that island, right? And so that communication, that team aspect helps make that island, I don't know, I guess would the right terminology be smaller or larger, but makes that island kind of sort of go away, right? Am I because you don't want them to be on that island. You want them to be, part of you.
Absolutely. And that's where team building activities come in to play as well. Oftentimes, I probably more so on a quarterly basis, right? Where we'll try and get ops and sales team together. We do a summer picnic with them. We do Christmas events with them. And it's important to get them together. We even have one day a week where we've got our full underwriting team in and a lot of our sales team come in. And it's nice to see the relationship they've built with one another. Not combative, right? Let's talk this out. Let's work on the deal together. And that was a big change coming into the credit union environment from my prior employer, where I felt like it was ops against sales. I don't feel that in the credit union world.
No, it's not like that. It's really not. And it really is about, the idea of people helping people. It's not just about that member facing idea of people helping people. It's really that internal side also. It's, I mean, I've drank that Kool-Aid hands down, right? I mean, I think we all have. That's why we're here. So I'm intrigued. Again, I said it before. We've all experienced it once, maybe twice. It's not a matter of if it's going to happen. It's just a matter of when it's going to happen again. Was there ever a time that you just felt, I'm getting out of this business? Like, I've had enough. Like,
100 times.
Peace out. Like, so I'm gonna go open my own like cookie shop or something like that. I don't really know. Like
a barista,
and if you
Peter.
Do open if you open up a cookie shop, Peter and I are first on the list.
Okay.
No. I mean, not so much cookies. Like if you're like, I'm gonna open up a shop 100% dedicated to brownies. That's where I'll be. 100%.
Brownies are legit.
I mean, only brownies though. No cookies, no cakes, only brownies. Different types of brownies.
Oh, I gotta have chocolate chip cookies. Sorry.
Nope. Only brown.
You can always have a brookie. It's cool.
Yes.
I guess maybe a brookie. But like seriously, on my birthday, my wife always asks, like, what do you want? Like, do you want a cake? I can make you cupcakes. I'm like, no, I want a brownie cake. So she literally just makes me a brownie and she makes it like a cake. So that's all it is. Just 2 brownies and she stacks it on top of each other and it's like a cake.
Wife of the Year award. I love
That's
it.
Right. That's
More
right.
rabbit holes. Look at that.
I know. Hey man.
Just find them all day.
Don't dissect.
No, but I do want to say though, Kim, like I love everything that you're talking about. I find it very intriguing because I'm not a mortgage person. Like I never sold loans. I never did mortgages. Right. I've worked in marketing for most of my career, and I find that everything you're saying resonates real well with the marketing community because like I hear it all the time from friends, industry colleagues who've just been in the business for a long time that just like they're done. Like I'm guilty of it. Like I love the fact that you're trying to find ways to reignite your passion when kind of like what Peter said, when he lost his, like he was like, I need to back away. I lost mine and I actually left. I had to take a break. I went back to sales because and it's kind of funny, like, because loan officers, that's more of a sales forward position. Like I left marketing to go do sales because I was like, I need a break.
Well, I mean, I thought marketing's supposed to be fun.
Marketing is fun, but it's also stressful at times. But no, I just find it interesting because it does relate about the same as far as like that workload goes and the demand and all that. And so I've met plenty of people who've burnt out and become doctors and nurses, and they're like, "Yep," and I'm like, "Okay, that was different."
Wait, hold on.
No kidding. I met a doctor who was in marketing, and they quit marketing and went back to school to become a doctor because they were like,
I'm too stressed out as a marketer. I'm gonna go become a doctor.
Right?
I was like, what?
Yeah,
I was like,
that makes sense.
I left medicine to become a marketer. And I was like, and I left marketing to go do, like, what are we talking about? You went the other way. So yeah. But no, I find it interesting because it does resonate about the same as far as like different lines of businesses experience stress in so many different ways and how they handle it. And I think everybody's real quick to just kind of toss the towel in. So the idea of overcoming those and just finding ways to reset and doing team building activities and getting your people outside of the office, like those are great ways to just kind of like remind them of like what's so important about what we're doing.
And we need to share it with the younger generation, right? What's the median age of a loan officer these days? In their 50s, right?
Not young.
Not young.
Not
No.
Not young.
So we got to encourage the youngsters to get into this field. I was talking to my niece and I said, Julia, do you like math? Is that one of your favorite topics? I like math. Oh my gosh. All right. We're going to get you to become a loan officer one day. Talk to her about the industry a little bit. She's like, no, I have no interest whatsoever.
Well, see, funny.
I mean, you're also talking like way different generational gaps where some kids of today are afraid of work.
They are, aren't they? What's wrong?
Like, it was just different worlds, different times, different upbringings. Like
young whippersnappers.
those young whippersnappers. Yeah, that's right. There you go.
that's. I mean, so they have to be like everyone else in the mortgage industry. They just have to trip into it. That's all it is.
That's right. There you go.
That's right.
See, and I cannot stand that one. We just fell in. I woke up one day and I was in a mortgage business, and I'm like,
that's the way it happens, man. That's the way it happens.
Exactly. I was a marketing rep at a title company. I walked into, this is in Florida, walked into Barnett Bank and was speaking with a commercial loan officer, trying to get him, to send, I'm sorry, he was residential loan officer at the time, trying to get him to send us title business. And John says to me, hey, Kim, I'm going to go be a commercial loan officer. You interested in coming to work over here and being a mortgage loan officer? So, you just fall into it.
Yeah. See, and I was, I can't use the word I was going to use, a gopher boy at a law firm, and my best friend was like, "You hate what you're doing, just come work with us at this fun mortgage company." I was like, "Okay," and I literally went on my interview, and they're like, "Here's where you're going to be sitting." I'm like, "Awesome!" And so I just started. It's like that's all it was.
That's
how the whole idea, like I've been having this wonderful dream. Pinch me, don't pinch me. I don't want to wake up.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So going back to a question that I started to ask, is there a time or was there a time that you had burnout that you're willing to share? And I guess the next question is, how did you get past it? What were some of the techniques that you used to get past it?
Vacation.
Vacation. You just walked away.
Yeah, I and not on just one occasion, numerous occasions. The realization that, ready to just walk out the door. The best thing to do is step away right now, and knowing the support staff is there to do it. Even if it's just for a 3-day weekend, just getting that one extra day in to try and overcome the stress of all of it. Vacations are key for me, and still are to this day.
You turn your phone off?
Yeah, no, but I have a rule. Only in the evening. I would allow about 1 hour in the evening for work. Some of us are workaholics. We just can't completely turn it off.
No, I get it. I get that too. I think that it's important. Like if you're really on that precipice of like, I think I'm gonna be done here. Cut your phone off. Just cut your phone off. Take those 3 days. It'll be there when you get back. I tell Peter all the time, like sometimes, we just have to turn our phones off. It's going to be here tomorrow.
I tell you that.
We tell each other that. I mean, again, you have a good support staff. I have a good support staff.
Nice.
Support system. Like, I mean, we tell each other all the time because we're a small team, as he said earlier. Like, there are times when we just have to remind each other, like, it's going to be here tomorrow. Like,
no, seriously.
Enjoy those moments.
No, I mean, but I like what you said, just stepping away, taking a vacation. I mean, speaking for me personally, it wasn't actually until I had kids that I actually took my first vacation. I never, throughout my whole career, I never once took a vacation, which means, that was 17 years in the mortgage industry before I had my son, before I took my first vacation.
Wow.
And that's when I realized life's too short. I spent all this time being burnt out and stressed out, and I never once walked away and mentally reset, physically reset. I mean, and that's it was that moment that I realized you need that time to spend time with family. You need that time to, you know, just mentally reset, to, get back to zero, to figure out who you are sometimes once again, because you get lost in the numbers, you get lost in the minutiae of every single loan, you get lost in, the day-to-days of checking emails, the routines, the various priorities that you have, the meetings and back-to-back stuff like that, you name it. So, I mean, now it's, we prioritize here that vacation time. It's needed, and
And your kids need it.
100%. I mean, yeah. I mean, they're feral in the summer, so they really are. Listen, they're home today, and I'm shocked we're not hearing them making sounds like Tyrannosaurus Rex in the background. So this is a good podcast, apparently. So, anyways, yeah.
May I share a story that kind of ties into what you're talking about?
Please do.
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I was like, this is awesome.
No, seriously. Hey, did you notice my new little guy in the background? Look at that guy.
Oh, that's cool. There's a TV show, a survival show type of show on Fox. It's called Extracted. One of our loan officers last summer said, "Hey, I have an opportunity to be on this show. I don't know if it's going to take me away for a week, 6 weeks. It depends on how well my brothers and I do on the show." So he goes off last September to be on the show. And it is presently being aired right now. So we don't know what the outcome is. I was in Boise on Monday night, and we all went to a bar. A title company sponsored an event, and we all got to watch Extracted together, watching him on this episode. And at the end of the night, the bar said to him, "This was so successful. We have so much business. Will you spend the next 4 or 5 Mondays, however many episodes are left, coming in and invite all your friends? And this will be wonderful," because they want the business. And I love what Jake's response was. "My family loves watching the show with me every Monday. This is my opportunity to get to watch it with my kids, with my wife, with my parents, with my siblings. So thank you for the offer, but I'm going to return to watching it with my family every Monday night." And we are dying to see if he won. We don't know yet, but it's really exciting.
Extracted. Okay, I'm gonna look that up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
check
that's
it
the
out.
show where the family has to push the button, right?
Yes, that's the one.
Yeah. Yeah, my wife and I we would not do well. She'd push the button in a heartbeat.
I'd be begging for someone to push it for me.
All right.
I wouldn't have made it night one.
I've never even heard of this show.
Well,
What's it on?
Fox.
I don't.
Fox. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. All right.
But there's an example of he could have put work first, right? He could have said, "Oh, I'll get all the real estate realtors to come. I'll get all the title reps to come, build more business." But no, that's his Monday night activity he does with his family. And I admire that.
No, I love it.
And now he's back to being a mortgage loan officer.
He is. Yes.
Talk about some awesome branding though, because he got to put himself out there and be like, "Yo, I do this for a living."
I know. He probably didn't really know.
Justin, that's your marketing brain working right there.
That's right.
It is. I'm sorry.
No, we love it.
That's where I go.
All right, Cam, we need to start transitioning to the second segment. But before we do, 2 questions. Any final thoughts on just simple techniques we can utilize to overcome burnout? I've enjoyed the conversation, but any final thoughts?
Yeah, I would say select books that resonate with you, that are going to help you overcome the stresses in life. It may be listening to a podcast, maybe reading your favorite book. It may be meditating, but find a practice that helps get you in the moment and out of the stress of what we're dealing with in our industry.
Okay, love it. So to summarize, listen to the Acumen On Point podcast and find some books.
Yes.
Okay, got it. Okay, good. All right. So the last question, it's the same last question I ask everybody. It kind of goes back to the first question I asked, which was obviously, who is Kim Moore? The last question is, what keeps you going? What keeps you motivated? What keeps you pushing forward no matter what? So what is it?
Drive, right? Self-induced drive, pushing myself to be the best I can. And hearing positive stories. I love to be around people that are energetic and just want to find the good things in life. And member stories. Every Monday morning, we read positive member stories about their experiences with our team. And that lifts me up every time I read one.
I love that. I love when I hear that Credians do that, because it kind of gets you in the feels a little bit.
It
really
does.
does. It does. All right, good. All right, Kim, it's now that time for us to transition to the second segment of our podcast. Now, this is where we sometimes play Jeopardy, do dad jokes, random trivia, stuff like that. Today, well, as you know, we're playing Jeopardy. So bear with me while I bring in the Jeopardy board into my screen. And as always, I'll describe it for our listeners. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Here we go. All right, so on my screen is your standard Jeopardy board. So knowing that you are in beautiful Utah, we're going to do little national park Jeopardy, because Utah has some of the most beautiful national parks. Now, on my screen is a standard Jeopardy board with 5 categories ranging from points from 100 to 500. The categories are mountains, canyons, volcanoes, deserts, and Utah's Mighty Five. Now, Kim, I expect you to get every single one of those questions right. Now, Justin, look what I did at the bottom. I actually changed the names to Kim and Justin, no longer Team 1 and Team 2. I figured that out. It took only about 40 episodes for me to figure out that I can actually change the names. So look at me, progressing and evolving. All right, so Kim, couple of things about our version of Jeopardy. For the sake of this, you do not have to worry about who is, what is, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You just, when you pick a question, it's yours to answer. Now, if Justin wants to steal, he can steal, but if he gets it wrong, which he probably will, I deduct points pretty quickly. Just know that, okay?
Okay.
And if there's a gray area, I just deduct points. So just know that, okay? And if you start arguing, I deduct points also. So, all right. So, any questions on that?
No
Justin,
questions.
are you going to start arguing?
We've never had a guest argue, by the way.
It's always Justin. It's always Justin. Right, Justin?
Yep.
Okay. So, Kim, because you are our special guest, you get to go first.
All right. Let's go with mountains for 300.
Woo, Mountains 300. The most visited national park in the U.S.
What is Arches?
The correct answer is the Great Smoky Mountains National Park.
Off to a bad start.
It makes you feel better.
I wouldn't have got that either.
I am a national parks nerd, and I would not have said that one.
Well, being in Utah, of course, I'm going to pick Arches.
Of course. All right, Justin.
We're going to go with canyons for 200.
Canyons, 200.
Canyons.
The site of Painted Wall, the highest cliff in Colorado.
It's a park? The Grand Canyon.
Nope. The correct answer.
Not
Can you
even in
steal?
Colorado.
I do not want to steal. Sorry.
Correct answer is Black Canyon of the Gunnison National Park.
Okay,
Would
that
you
should
have
be
taken any
$1,000.
parts of that?
What?
Would you have just taken Black Canyon?
I would have.
Okay, well that's good. That's good to know.
Would you have said Black Canyon, Justin?
No, I said Grand Canyon, which isn't even in Colorado.
No, it's not. All right, Kim.
I didn't know of another one.
All right, let's go with Utah's Mighty Five for 200.
All right, here we go. Natural silence in the amphitheater is similar to the quality of a sound studio. Natural silence in the amphitheater is similar to the quality of a sound studio.
Peter, I am flunking big time. I have no clue.
Justin, you want to steal?
No. No.
I am going to go Bryce. It's somewhere in Bryce Canyon, I'm going to say. The correct answer is Bryce Canyon.
Canyon.
Look at me.
Peter should be playing this game.
Tell them that all the time.
The correct answer is Bryce Canyon National Park.
Okay, Utahns are going to be mighty embarrassed by me.
All right, Justin.
Hold on, you forgot to deduct points.
Oh, sorry.
Thanks, Justin.
You're welcome.
All right, Justin.
I gotta stay in the lead with my minus 200. I'll go with volcanoes for 200.
Climb atop a 14,000-foot active volcano that is the most prominent peak in the Cascade Ridge.
Okay, so there's a few problems with this question. There's one really big problem. I have no idea where the Cascade Ridge is. That's the start. And two, I don't know of any active volcanoes in the US, so I don't know.
And I'm not stealing. Peter, are you sure you're going to air this segment?
Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to deduct it twice. Sorry. I gave it back.
Okay, what's the answer?
The one outside Washington. That's
Rainier? No, that's not a volcano.
the one in Mount Rainier.
Yeah.
They're stolen. Look at that. Oh.
Correct answer is Mount Rainier National Park.
Peter's winning.
All right.
Glad Peter's having fun with this.
All right, Kim.
Let's go with we're going with 100 mountains for 100.
Come on, Kim. You got this.
Please.
Formerly Mount McKinley, this mountain was renamed to its original indigenous name. You know this one.
I do know this one. What is Denali?
Yes, Kim. Good job. Correct answer is Denali National Park and Preserve. Good job, Kim.
Oh, we're even, Justin.
No, we're not. I still have to go. Oh man. Let's go with mountains for 200.
Mountains for 200. Fish for trout in the Snake River at this park. You know this.
I'm glad you gave me that vote of confidence. In the Snake River at this national park. The Louisiana National Park.
I'm going to steal.
Kim.
What is Grand Teton National Park?
Good job.
What made you think I would know that?
The correct answer is Grand Teton National Park.
I just went off a snake. I feel like that's a Louisiana thing.
All right, let's do one more round. One more round, then we'll wrap up. Kim, it's yours.
Let's go with mountains for 400.
Mountains 400. Oh, you're being confident. I like it.
It's the only one we've gotten right. By we, I mean Kim.
Alpine Visitor Center is the highest elevation for a national park visitor center.
Alpine. Oh. Highest elevation for a national park. What is Glacier National Park?
That's a solid answer. The correct answer is Rocky Mountain National Park.
Oh, wait, Justin might have got it.
No, that wasn't going to happen.
All right, Justin.
All right, here we go. We're going to go with canyons for 100.
Canyons. For how much?
100.
This canyon stretches up to 18 miles wide.
The Grand Canyon.
The correct answer is the Grand Canyon.
I won.
Yay, Justin.
Granted, I did give that answer twice this episode.
Congratulations, Justin.
Congratulations. I hate that he won. Damn it.
We should go one more round. No, I'm kidding.
No.
It's in there.
Yeah, this
Take
episode's
your
already
win, Justin.
this episode's already long enough.
I know.
Well, Kim, that ends this episode's round of Acma On Point Jeopardy. Thank you very much for participating. I hate to say that Justin got his 4th win.
4th win, baby.
Good job, Justin.
On a score of negative
No.
-600 to -500.
It's okay.
What was your worst score? -3,000, something like that?
Something like that.
Okay.
That's when we played longer versions of Jeopardy and I tried to steal. Then I quit stealing everybody's answers because I realized I don't know them. Or Peter's not a nice judge. Take your pick.
I'm a very nice judge.
No, you're not. We're not getting into this again. We've been there.
Okay. All right. Well, just because you, Archbishop Francis Ferdinand, Kim, whose assassination started World War One?
Oh, don't do history with me, Peter.
Okay.
I'm the wrong person.
Well, I'll tell you this. It's not Archbishop Francis Ferdinand. It's Archduke Franz Ferdinand.
That's close.
Not even. Oh my God. Not even close.
That's
Anyways,
close.
come on. Well, Kim, thank you so much for being on today's episode of the podcast. Really do appreciate your time. Really enjoyed the conversation and your insights into overcoming burnout. And it was good seeing you.
Thanks for having me. It's good to talk to you guys.
Absolutely. And Justin, as always, thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
And to quickly close out, thank you again to Class Valuation for sponsoring today's episode. And to all of you, we know your time is valuable. Thank you for tuning into the latest episode of Acma's On Point podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, be well, my friends.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time at the Acma On Point podcast. If not already, be sure to subscribe and give us a 5-star rating. For more great episodes and information, be sure to visit us online at acuma.org. And to get the latest updates, head over to our LinkedIn page.